black supremacy. And with this particular video, I want to speak on the LAPD SWAT call to Tariq Nasheed's home. I just want to speak on that. And it's very interesting. To me, what it showed in Tariq Nasheed's response is that he's not about that life. He's not about that life. And his interface with the police and the media about the situation is not consistent with his YouTube personality or his ideology. Now, for one, when the police was at the door, he claims out of his own mouth that he looked out the door and he saw some people out there with guns. These were his exact words. Do you mean race soldiers? You saw race soldiers at your door with guns? But he said he saw some people at his door with guns. Then he says that he felt like this whole swatting thing is, which when you call the police, it's like a prank call. You call the police on somebody who's not going to do nothing. But you say they got bombs and hostages and whatever. It's just really a false police report. He said that this may have been done by some suspected white supremacists. Now, suspected white supremacists. What are the people at your door with guns to your face? Are those suspected white supremacists or are those race soldiers? Now, why do he believe the police? If he was so thorough, he would want receipts, because he always talks about receipts. So why you don't want no receipts when it comes to LAPD? He want to hear that police call of the person that made the actual bomb threat to see if to investigate this, because he's not so sure that the LAPD did not concoct this as an excuse to go in his home and see what type of guns and what type of arsenal that he had in his house. Now, he said somebody called him on his phone and said, "What are you wearing?" And he hung up the phone. He said it sounded kind of weird. Where you at? What you're wearing? He said it sounded kind of weird. So now I got to ask you this. He said he was just in his bed sleeping and he answered the phone. So the police was able to just sneak up on him. Now, how is it that you could go against white supremacy? That the main purpose of your platform is to tear down white supremacy. You don't expect nobody to show up at your door with guns? You don't expect that? You don't understand the life you in? You don't understand what you're up against? You think you're going to be able to destroy white supremacy and lash out at white supremacy all day long, and that they're never going to show up at your door with no guns? That they never coming for you? You really believe? Are you really that clueless? That starts to make you believe that Tariq Nasheed is not about that life. That he is a YouTube personality and an actor. That he's not serious. Because if he was serious, he would know. He would be expecting every moment of his life. He would be on guard and on security. Matter of fact, he would have some type of security. Because he know if you tearing down white supremacy, they're coming for your ass. If you sincerely and really want to tear down white supremacy, and you're effectively tearing down white supremacy, they're going to come for your ass. He should know that of all people, because they came for everybody that he mentioned that was suspected to be against white supremacy, to tear down white supremacy. Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Dr. King, everybody that he mentioned, they came for. Why would you be so surprised and unprepared when they come for you, unless you're not serious about it? Because why would they come for you? You're not seriously against white supremacy. So that's why you would be shocked when race soldiers are at your door with guns. you wouldn't be shocked. You would be aware. You would be conscious in that situation. You would truly be conscious in that situation and say, uh-oh, shit has hit the fan. I am against white supremacy. Here they go. Nah, he thinks some suspected white supremacists is at him. Now, this is the problem with that. Is the white people don't like Tariq Nasheed, white supremacists? Or is white supremacy the institution, the government, the police department? What can the real white supremacy police stand up? Was them suspected white supremacists at your door? Where's the real white supremacy at, Tariq Nasheed? And where do you divide it? Where do you divide the white supremacists? Well, okay, it's race soldiers at my door, but I think some suspected white supremacists, as though they're not all working together to maintain white supremacy against somebody who is against white supremacy. He thinks there's a divide line or some separation. That white supremacy does not work together as a totality in many different forms, in many different faces. Like the people that called him on him was white supremacy. The people that showed up was white supremacy. You follow? You're not up against any suspected white supremacist, Tariq Nasheed. You're up against white supremacy in its reality. I don't know if you can take him serious after this. And then he said, well, the police that came, they suspected that it was some swatting and that it wasn't real. But I still ended up in handcuffs. How about they fucking knew that it wasn't real and that they utilized it and played it up to protect and defend white supremacy, and they attached their white supremacist agenda to the circumstance to investigate you, to see what's really fucking going on with Tariq Nasheed. What's really going on in that house. You doing all this talk online. What are you really doing? This was an opportunity for the LAPD to get in your business. So white supremacy was working together as the LAPD and the suspected white supremacists that you don't know, that's just out there, that's spooky, the ghost. All that was working together against you. But it seemed like you couldn't see the white supremacy in your face because you think that white supremacy is the KKK or some redneck troll online. That it's just some white person that does not agree with your message. That's white supremacy. Not the institution of white supremacy. That showed up at your doorstep. Because as a matter of fact, to even go further, you said that those police were good. They did their job. They were some good cops. How the hell is race soldiers good? Under what circumstances are race soldiers good? So I just saw a lot of just flip-flopping, and I don't know whether he was cooning for the news interview, which would be completely hypocritical for Tariq Nasheed to be cooning for a news interview. But it just didn't, the story just really didn't pan out. Is Tariq Nasheed really about that life though? No security, at the house sleep, putting his woman and child in danger because he's just playing with the idea of white supremacy online. He don't understand the serious consequences of being against white supremacy. Like that's not a real thing for him. He thinks that's just a YouTube personality. Because why do they even have your address? Why do people even know where your home is? If you are a revolutionary like Malcolm X, you saw they bombed Malcolm X's house. His house was bombed, firebombed, with his children and family in it. If you studied history and you compare yourself to history, or you walking in the shoes of leaders before us, then you would know the consequences of being against white supremacy. You would be pretty clear on that, so they wouldn't know where your whereabouts are and where your family is. But you're just circumstantially against white supremacy. You're against white supremacy because I guess it makes AdSense. I guess it's a good marketing strategy to sell your Hidden Colors documentaries. You're not really against white supremacy. You're just running your mouth and just talking shit online. Because if you were serious about it, you'd be prepared for the consequences of it. Nobody would know where your family lived at. Nobody would know where your house was at. You have multiple houses with fucking underground tunnels and shit. If you really are against white supremacy, do you really want to destroy white supremacy? Do you really want to attack white supremacy, Tariq Nasheed? Or are you trapped in victim consciousness? Are you just online gossiping and spewing out victim consciousness? Because if you're not really trying to destroy white supremacy, thus measuring what the consequences of being one who would destroy white supremacy are, then you just playing. You're not serious. You're not serious about attacking white supremacy. So I had to look at that. I think Tariq Nasheed was exposed by this event. Why was he in handcuffs? Because you a 7 foot, 6'4" or whatever, 6'5" black threat. See, he's looking at all this on YouTube and all his videos. He's not really seeing the reality of even what he's talking about. He's not seeing what he's talking about even in real time. He thinks this is just new YouTube videos and news clips. And he thinks he's going to launch and attack white supremacy with impunity. That they're not going to come for him. That he's not going to be harassed and not going to be attacked. No, he thinks he can just make money and get rich off of gossiping and being an eternal victim. He thinks he's going to just get rich off of articulating the problem very well and appearing as though he's against white supremacy. But he really ain't against it. He's just capitalizing off of victim consciousness. He's basically an ambulance chaser. He's a black controversy, a racist controversy, race baiter chaser. That's really what he really is. And it's very lucrative. But in real life, he ain't really against no white supremacy. He like every other tax-paying citizen in the United States of America, man. He's a good American citizen, you know, that expects all the benefits and all the rights and privileges of an American citizen. To the point that he's shocked that the police is showing up on his doorstep in his quiet, peaceful, luxurious neighborhood. It sounds like he ain't really against white supremacy. But see, this is the problem, Tariq Nasheed. You don't really have to be against white supremacy for them to come at your ass. Just the fact that you look like, or you're a very good actor to pretend as though you're a good against white supremacy, even though you're really just doing it for the money and for the attention and for entertainment, they still taking you serious. And if you understood white supremacy in any conscious way, you would know that they would take you serious. So you just super unconscious, man. You just super unclear. You basically playing with fucking fire. And that squat was just a little bit of heat showing up at your doorstep. But you playing with fucking fire. If they really think you against white supremacy, against their society and against their world, and you gaining momentum and traction, and people are believing you. Because while you might just be acting and entertaining, there's some people out there that's actually taking you serious. And you will be held responsible for them. They will act like you're the Pied Piper of black militants. You're the Pied Piper of people that are anti-white supremacy. And they will come for your ass. And you'll be like, oh, what happened? I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know. What's up? Why me? What y'all doing? What's going on? Why I'm in handcuffs? Why you, suspected white supremacists? No, definite white supremacists was at your door with them heaters aimed at you. And you was not about that life. You wasn't prepared. You don't know what time it is. And I hope you learn from this situation to do either two things. One, get out that game, baby. Because you putting your family in danger. Quit talking that game. Get back to your Mac lessons. Okay? Get back to your pimpology. Because you ain't about this revolutionary life, buddy. So get out so that your family's not in danger. Or two, become a real revolutionary and secure your household. Secure your family. And do whatever it needs to take. Do whatever it takes to secure yourself as a platform for anti-white supremacy, for revolutionary ideology. Do whatever it takes to secure yourself by any means necessary. And step your game up. Step your game up as a revolutionary, as a militant, because whether you do that or not, they still coming for your ass. You will be mistaken as the person that you present yourself to be. That's a fact. You will be mistaken. And you will find yourself in a lot more situations like that. But that clueless shit that you was doing, man. You was clueless. You was just too clueless, man. You was just... Man, I couldn't believe it. You let LAPD off the hook, man. There was white supremacists at your door, and you believe in some suspected white supremacists when I have reason to believe that the LAPD set your ass up. And it really was like just a warning. That's just a warning to let them know that they will be at your ass. So they really want to silence you, put out your fire, and let you know really what time it is, that you really are playing with fire. But you expose yourself, man. If you really against white supremacy is really against you. And it really will tear your ass up, assassinate you, and take you out with no problem. And if you're ready to die in that way, you might as well sit down anyway. If you ain't here to win, if you ain't trying to win, and if you're here to win, you will be prepared. And you will be in position. And you will not allow yourself to be laid aside by like all the leaders before. You will not allow yourself to be assassinated. We will not stop until we have victory, the true revolutionaries among us. We accept no less than victory over white supremacy. It's King Noble Black Supremacy signing out.